Mine too.
This one works here.
Oh, that one already
The
works?
USB ports are disabled anyhow. So
All right,
I
fantastic.
think it's the school thing.
Yeah, don't
Okay,
scroll.
all right.
I don't want you to ruin the surprise. All right, thanks everybody. So, in this very political time, just a few days before the 2016 election, I know there's a lot of divisiveness going on in our country, very these extremes. But I wanted to offer you a new, fresh face in politics, who's got very good values and ideas about how to improve this country. That's me. And so I'm going to be an independent write-in candidate, and in case anyone decides that this is an inappropriate topic to be talking about in a public institution, I'm just joking. But that's Matthew, in case you decide. That's with 2 T's, Pirritano. I spell that P as in Peter, I-R-R-I, T as in Thomas, A-N-O. Okay? Thank you. That's Matthew Pirritano. Okay. Thank you. So this is the art of the visual aids, the speech number 8. So this is my high school. So I'm going to start off by telling you what I think we need to do to really make a dent in the problems that we face. First of all, we need to address our education system. And we're not going to do that just by looking first at those students that are coming out of high school. We have to start by addressing their education in places of higher learning. This is where I went to college, University of Mary Washington. So what we need to do is we need to start making the standards for people to get into education programs and to get out of education programs tougher, so that our teachers, when they wind up in our schools, like this beautiful elementary school in Washington Township, New Jersey, where I attended. When they wind up in those schools, they're able to teach our kids math and reading and history and geography, but we need to do something that maybe is a little radical, and we need to give more F's. We need to say, it's okay if you can't do that. It's okay if you failed that test. Because guess what? There's more than one track in life. You can go to a technical school. You could become a chef, maybe. That's perfectly okay. Not everybody has to go to college. You could pursue a trade, maybe some kind of mechanical trade. And guess what? You're probably also going to do really well. Probably going to do better. You're not going to graduate from a college that you didn't really learn much at and go out and work as a barista somewhere. You're going to learn a trade, and you're probably going to be pretty successful. You're not going to have to worry about paying back all those student loans. And also, while our teachers are out there helping our kids to figure out what they want to do, they need, one of the key things that needs to be taught is critical thinking. Critical thinking means that we don't accept everything that people tell us. When someone in the political debate says something that's wacky, which seems to happen all the time, we don't believe it at face value. We check it. And when we decide to feed our kids something, and we think, well, hey, Trix has more whole grain than any other ingredient in it. Let's be a little wary of that, right? That doesn't mean we should all go out and eat a Trix-heavy diet, right? Also, in the world of medicine, which is near and dear to our hearts, we want to steer people clear, or teach them how to think clearly, rather, about things like homeopathy. So these little pills, anybody a fan of homeopathy? Sort of?
What is
So it involves taking a minuscule amount of some active substance and putting it in these little white, mostly sugar pills. And physically and medically, nothing should happen to you because there's so little of the active ingredient in these pills, and there's no science that indicates that they actually do anything. But people continue to take them, and this is a multi-billion-dollar industry. In the same way that if I were to walk up to you in a white coat and tell you that I'm giving you a pain reliever, your leg is broken, you're going to feel less pain. So it's the placebo effect. These little things probably aren't doing anything. You can also get them in tincture form, and it's mostly just water. And we also would like to steer people clear. Again, I should retract that. Not steer people clear, but help people to think critically about things. Like, maybe there are some people in here who are fans of crystals. Any crystal healing? We have one crystal healer. So again, no science with crystals, and yet again a very large industry. They're making a lot of money. Put them on your head, I guess. I don't know. This seems like kind of a random array of crystals. Yeah, your chakras. But in addition to helping people to be critical thinkers so that they are wary of stuff that they buy, and if they think it's going to heal them, they're also going to be a little bit more wary of those big corporations in this country that really do not have our best interests at heart. So big tobacco, big soda, I guess you'd call them, or big sugar, and big alcohol, right? So we can get people to be more critical thinkers and be more educated. Then they're not gonna, they're gonna know that smoking is bad for you. They're gonna try not to smoke. They're gonna cut down on their drinking. They're gonna cut down on their sugar-sweetened beverages. We need to do away with this stuff altogether. When I walk by the grocery store in my neighborhood and I see poor people with tons of these things scratching them, it just makes me want to cry. So get rid of lottery tickets. People will become more healthy. People will become physically more healthy, spiritually more healthy. And then I vow that I will put a kitten in every office of Congress. Kittens like this. Like this. And like this. And I also vow that bad comb-overs will not be tolerated. They will be punishable by being covered in kittens. So vote for Dr. Matthew Pirritano. I'm bald, and I know it. Did I stay under time on that?
No, but
Okay.
you did.
Thank you, Christian. Thank you.